Today I'm gonna play against the dumbest chess bot in the world, and yes, you all know him, and he is Martin. He's rated at 250 elo points, and because he's so dumb, I decided to give him the most powerful chess piece on the board, the queen, and not just one, two, or three, but a total of 30 queens. And what did I take for my defense? Well, the least powerful piece on the board, that is the pawn. So I took a total of 30 pawns. So 30 queens against 30 pawns. And on top of that, I gave Martin the white pieces. He gets to start the game. And this is an easy win for white. As you can already see, the evaluation bar is showing a mate in 3. Here the $1,000,000 question is, will Martin be able to use his massive power against me? Because chess is not about how much power you have, but it's more about how you can utilize that power. Do you have the brains to utilize the power that you have? So let's see if Martin has got what it takes to beat me in this game of chess. So let's start the game. Martin begins with a queen move. So I'm going to start with this pawn because this is farther away from my king. So I capture his queen and he captures my pawn here. So I think he's going to go aggressively on my king side, maybe sacrifice his queens to open up my king side and ultimately checkmate me. So what should I do? Should I capture back? Well, if I capture, I don't want him to do a lot of sacrifices here. You know, with all this power sitting over here, I mean, all of this power aiming on this side of the board, I don't want to capture back here. Rather, what I'm going to do is maybe push this pawn. No, maybe capture his another queen and maybe try to get my pawn further up the board and maybe, you know, queen my pawn. I don't think that's going to happen, but let me give a shot. So I'm going to capture this queen and the queen moved. So, oh, interesting. This is quite interesting. He didn't capture my pawn back. So, since I want my pawn to go further down the board, I'm going to protect this pawn. So, I'm going to play b4, protecting this pawn. And now he gets his queen in front of my pawn, asking to capture him. So, should I fulfill Martin's dead wish? Should I capture this queen? Maybe yes. Let me try. Oh, my pawn is dead. He captured my pawn. I don't like that. So far, I lost 2 pawns and Martin lost 3 queens. That's a good trait. So let me try pushing the other pawns up the board or maybe capture this queen. I think this queen is quite bothering me over here. I think I'm going to capture this queen first. So pawn takes queen, fine. He didn't capture my pawn back. So what I'm going to do is maybe push this pawn or maybe this pawn. I think I'm going to go with this pawn over here. Let's see what he does. Oh yeah, he came here. Okay, I'm gonna push forward this pawn. I think I'm just gonna confuse him on both the sides of the board. Let's see how he responds. Now queen takes this pawn, maybe, I don't know, or maybe queen takes this, or maybe with this, or maybe with this. I don't know what needs to be done here. I'm a little confused. I think what I'm going to do is capture this queen with this pawn and maybe push my pawn further up the board. I'm just going to try to queen one of my pawns. So I'm going to take this queen over here. Let's see what he does. He didn't capture my pawn. That's good news. And now I can capture another queen. The question is, should I do that? Well, I think I should. Because when you're getting a free queen, well, why not take it? So, should I take this or this? Maybe this one because I don't know. This is far away from his king, so maybe he will not feel threatened and maybe he'll not capture me. Let's see. Pawn captures queen. He didn't capture because he doesn't feel threatened. Okay. What should I do? If I move this pawn forward, then this hangs. So, should I move this pawn forward to protect this pawn or should I just capture this queen over here? You know, this pawn is like so close to reaching the edge of the board. I really don't want to lose him. But if I protect this pawn, this is hanging. So, I think I'm just going to capture this queen. Let's see what he does. Oh, he captured on the other side of the board. He is letting me promote my pawn, which is quite interesting. I did not expect this to happen. So should I capture back? So if I capture back, I'm losing my pawn anyway because this pawn would be undefended over here. And I don't want to open up, my king side. So what I'm going to do is just for the time being, promote this pawn. But the question is into which piece. So I really don't, with the amount of knowledge and, courage that Martin has, I really don't want to threaten him with my queen. So I'm going to promote my pawn into a smaller piece, maybe a knight. Let's see what he does. And he didn't capture my knight because he doesn't feel threatened, and maybe he feels it's not important to capture my knight. And that gives me a chance to capture this queen over here. But then this queen is sitting right next to the king, and it's very close to the king, and I don't want him to feel threatened anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my knight to this square from where it can attack a lot of queens. And maybe Martin will not capture my knight because, the knight would be protected by my pawn. So I think I'm going to play knight c3. And he didn't capture. I think I can read his mind now. Seriously, I can read his mind now. I know the way he thinks, the way he plays. But is that a good news or bad news? Because if I can think like him, that makes me dumb too. Or maybe makes me smarter than him. I don't know. Anyway, so now I can capture this queen, any one of these. Which one should I go for? This queen is very close to the king, and this queen, if my knight comes over here, then he will be protected by my pawns, and I'm guessing he will not capture my knight. So I'm going to take this queen. Whoa, and he didn't capture my knight. Do you know this knight is very devastating? It's gonna wipe off all your queens from the board. Maybe. Because Martin really needs to capture my knight. Otherwise, I'm just gonna sweep off all the queens from this board. Okay, now heading towards my next target. Where should I go? So clearly, he is not sacrificing his queens anywhere and trying to open up position. He's not trying to do anything with all his power that he has. He's not trying to open up my position. So I should play here very smartly and very calmly. I should just target his queens one by one, making sure that I don't lose my knight in the process. So if I capture this queen or maybe this queen or this, there are chances that he might capture my knight back. But I don't want my knight to get captured. So what I'm going to do is drop my knight here and then capture this queen, because then my knight would be protected by this pawn. So let me try this. Maybe. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that he doesn't capture my knight. And he didn't. So now here, if I capture this queen, his king will come into a check and he might capture my knight, which is little bit risky. An alternate way is I get my knight here and then capture this queen, and this would be protected. Maybe the second one would be a better option. So I think I'm going to get my knight here with the hoping that he won't capture my knight. Let's see, he didn't capture my knight, and now I'm going to capture this queen, and this knight is protected by my pawn, so he's not taking my knight. That's such a good news. And now I think I can capture this queen because again my knight would be protected and probably he won't take my knight. So I'm going to capture this queen. Wow, seriously, like I think this is working for me. So far 3, 6, 9. So far 11 queens down. Martin is just left with 19 queens and I'm left with 26 pawns and a knight. Wow, that's crazy. And now I should head to another target. Well, I can capture this queen, but I don't want to because I want to play safe. It's very risky to lose this knight. So what I'm going to do right now is, try to push some more pawns down the board and maybe try to queen one of them. So that maybe I have 2 knights or maybe a knight and a bishop, and maybe then I can do more damage in Martin's game. Let's see. So I'm going to push this pawn forward, but if I push this pawn, then this queen is eyeing this and 3 of these queens are eyeing this pawn. There's a lot of sacrifices that is possible. And this pawn is protected by this and the knight. It's kind of risky, but or maybe I can just take this queen first with this pawn. Yeah, I think that makes sense. So I'm going to take this queen. Let's see what he plays. Oh, I'm saved. He didn't take my pawn back. And now I'm gonna maybe try pushing the pawn further up the board. This pawn, so that it protects this one. And now, okay, if I move this pawn, then this is hanging. I'm not sure if I should play this. If I move 2 steps ahead, again this is hanging. I don't want to take my chances here. I think I'm gonna push this pawn. This looks like a safer option. Fine. 1 step at a time, and I'm going further down the board. So now I'm gonna capture this queen with my pawn, e-pawn, because this pawn would be then protected, and I'm hoping he'll not capture. But it's a risky move since I'm opening up lines for my king, like not literally opening up, but still making this diagonal very weak, exposing to the white queens. I think I'll take the risk. So by the way, I don't have to capture with this pawn, I can capture with this as well. So I'm going to capture with this. Oh, he didn't capture back. That's nice. And now should I just go ahead and capture this and then promote my pawn? I think I should just do that. Let's see what he does. Oh, that pawn is dead. Oh, that hurts. That was my favorite pawn. Oh god. Now what should I do? My knight is like stuck in the side of the board. I really want to make some good use of this knight. Like I want him to be back in action. But how? He might get captured here. We don't have place here. I can capture this, but he might get captured back. So I don't want to lose this knight. Hey, I can push this pawn ahead. He'll be protected by my knight. Probably Martin will not capture this pawn. I can take a chance. So I'm going to push this pawn forward. Let's see what he does. He didn't take my pawn because it was protected. Wow. Now I think I'm understanding this guy. He's a guy who doesn't take risks at all in his life. This guy doesn't have courage. He doesn't have a bravery to fight back. When he's attacked, he doesn't defend. He just sits there to die. And that's sad. Martin, that's sad. I seriously don't want you to teach your kids because I don't want them to become as horrible in chess as you are. Anyway, back to the game. Now, should I capture here because my knight would be protecting, or should I capture here because my pawn is protecting? That's so if I capture here, then how will I move forward? If I capture here, I need to get some extra protection for this pawn to move ahead, or maybe not. I don't know. So I think I'm gonna capture in the center with this pawn. Let's see. Ooh, my pawn is saved. And now I'm going to push this pawn forward. And now my knight can jump to this square with the hope that Martin won't capture this knight because he's protected. So let me take my knight to the f4 square. My knight is back in the game. Okay, now I can capture this queen, but that would lead to a check. This queen lead to a check. I might just get captured back. I don't want that to happen. I need to play safe. Actually, I can capture this queen with my pawn because that pawn is protected by my knight and maybe he'll not capture. I can take this chance. Pawn takes queen and he didn't capture back. Lovely. And now I'm just 2 steps away from queening my pawn. What if I capture this queen with my knight? Will he take back? Because my knight would be defended. This is very risky. Or maybe I should capture this queen with my pawn and he won't take back. I think I should capture it with my pawn because then I'm getting my pawn 1 step further down the board and this protected pawn might not get captured. Let's see. See? He didn't capture. And now this gives me a chance to promote my pawn. The question is, on which square should I promote him? Which queen should I capture? Unfortunately, both of these squares are right next to the white's king. So there are 1000% chances that my promoted piece will get captured back. But actually, there is no hurry to promote my pawn. So since I'm not very sure about that, what I'm going to do is push my other pawns further down the board. So maybe this one? I don't know. But then this pawn would be hanging. Actually, I'm just going to take this queen over here. Let's see what he does. So pawn takes queen and gets promoted into a queen. No, I don't want to threaten him. That would give a check to his king and he might just capture back. So I'm not going to promote it into a queen or a rook, but I'm going to try with a knight or a bishop. This time I'm going to try with bishop, maybe bishop. Let's see. Oh, he didn't capture back. Oh my god. Seriously. Now I can capture either this queen or this queen. Which one should I go for? I think maybe this side, because I can see a lot of queens on this side and I really want to decrease power on the king side. So I think I'm going to go with this queen. And oh my god. Oh my god. He didn't capture back. He's just letting me live. Like, how you fulfill someone's last wishes when somebody is on the deathbed? Because he's so overconfident that he's going to finish my game. So he's just letting me have fun before I die. Is this what it's really happening on the board? Now, I'm going to use the same strategy. I'm not going to let this bishop die. I'm going to drop it to the f5 square so that it's protected by this pawn. And now I'm attacking this queen. The question is, should I take the queen? No, I won't take, because then he might capture my bishop. So I'm going to play smart. I'm going to move this pawn forward. Oh, actually this pawn is under attack. No, it's not. It's protected once by my knight, but I just want to make sure that this doesn't lead to my demise. So I'm just going to give extra protection to this pawn before I make any other move. So I'm going to move this pawn, give some extra protection. And he moved his queen. Okay. And now I think I can attack this queen because the pawn would be protected by two of my pieces. So I can push this pawn forward. Let's see what he does. Oh, he's just coming here for suicide. He's like, kill me. Okay. And now if I give check, he might just take pawn and, I might lose two of my pawns. And I don't want to lose my pawns because I really want one of them to get promoted. So I'm going to play safe. So I'm going to capture this queen because then the pawn is protected and I hope that he won't capture my pawn back. So pawn takes queen. Oh, he took this pawn. Oh yeah, this pawn was hanging. I just didn't see. I missed it. Oh god, I missed it. It's okay. It's okay. 10 queens on the board and I still have an army of pawns plus 2 pieces. Wow. Now I'm going to start pushing the other pawns on the board. So this pawn moves forward. Let's see what he does. He moves the king. And now I'm going to drop my knight to this square so that I can attack this queen. So knight comes on the d5 square. Queen comes here. Can he enter? No, he'll get captured. So I think I can safely take this queen over here because it's protected by my pawn. I'm hoping he won't take. So I'm going to take this queen and he didn't take. With the same strategy, I'm going to take this queen now, but not with my knight because that would lead to a check and he might just trade pieces. So I'm going to do that with my bishop and he didn't take back. Wow. So clearly guys, one thing that's surely working in this game is somehow you have to get your pawn to the other side of the board, promote it into a lesser value piece so that Martin doesn't feel threatened by that piece. So he would probably 90% of the times will not capture that piece and your piece will be able to survive on the board. And then from there onwards, you have to strategize in a way that whenever you are capturing Martin's pieces, make sure that your piece is still protected by either your pawn or another piece. So if your piece is still protected, there are high chances that he will not capture your piece back. And in that way, you can end Martin's game. And this is at least how I can see I'm going to end this game. I have very high hopes on this game. I think I can beat him now with the same strategy. So I'm going to quickly bring my bishop to this square, attacking these queens. And king move back. I can move forward. He's just blocking my pawn. If I take, he might just take back. So I'm going to push this pawn forward. If I push this pawn forward, he might just take this pawn. I don't want to lose that pawn. Let me attack on the other side of the board. Let me just push this pawn. Let's see what happens. He's letting his queen die. Brilliant. And now I'm going to drop my knight here so that I can capture this queen. And my knight would be protected. So I am guessing he will not take. See, he didn't take. So now I'm going to capture this queen. And now, oh, this pawn is undefended. And he just moved out of my pawn's way. So should I just promote or wait? Actually, first, let me just try to defend this pawn with maybe bishop f5, hoping that he won't take, or just capture this queen. Actually, I don't want to lose my bishop. Either way, there's a risk of getting captured. I think I'm just gonna risk promoting this pawn but into a lesser value piece and not knight this time, because otherwise the king is coming into a check and my chances of getting captured increases. So I'm gonna promote it into a queen. No, that's a very high value piece. Rook, no. Maybe bishop again, because at least it's not giving any check, and it's not, maybe bishop would be a better piece, I guess. I mean, my chances of getting captured gets reduced. So bishop. Oh, see, it didn't capture back. See, all these calculations are working. So now I have 2 bishops and a knight plus an army of pawns. So first thing first, I'm gonna save my bishop. I'm gonna drop it here. But what happened? I mean, it's not helping anyway. I don't know, why should I get the bishop here? Like, it's disconnecting these queens. Maybe I think I should have captured it over here, but I don't know. I think I should have more pieces on the board, since he still has like a total of 7 queens, and one mistake and I might just lose the game. So I don't want that to happen. So now I'm going to just focus on pushing my pawns further up the board. Now I can push this pawn because, this pawn is protected by my bishop. So yes, c4. And he didn't capture. And now I can capture this queen because this pawn is protected by my bishop. So pawn takes queen. There goes another queen. And now pawn takes queen. There goes one more queen. And he still doesn't capture my pawn. He's letting me promote my pawn. And this time, I don't have to under promote my pawn, because this square is not at all defended by any of white's pieces. So now I can get finally a queen on the board. Check. King moves. And now what do? Should I trade queens? Or should I... If I get my queen over here, this queen or maybe this queen might capture my queen back, but at least I will capture back with this pawn, and one more pawn would be on his way to go further down the board. So I think this is not a good idea. I think this is a good idea. Dropping my queen to c3 square, in case if he captures, I can get my pawn on this square. Oh, he didn't capture. He didn't capture. He's letting my queen survive in the game. He's letting my queen live in the game. Wow. And now he just offered me a free queen. Oh my god, I didn't see that. Wow. Queen takes queen, check. Martin, you're dead. And now I can take this, but I want to check from here, because while I can take this queen over here, but I want to drop my queen to this square, because in case he takes my queen, then one more pawn of mine would get one step ahead on the board, and that would be good for me. So I'm going to drop my queen here to give a check. Let's see what he does. He didn't capture my queen. Wow, very considerate. Just drop my knight here and attack this queen. Let me do that. Queen moved back. Smart. And now I'll get my knight here, attacking his queen one more time. Queen moved back. And now I'll attack the queen again one more time. Let's see what he does. Oh, queen comes to this side. And I think I'm going to capture this queen with my bishop, but then he'll capture back my bishop. So I'm going to double attack before I do. Actually, this king doesn't have these squares. Like, he has just 2. Let me just get my bishop here, try to check, and probably try to checkmate somehow with, all of my pieces over here. So I think I'll get my bishop over here. But then he'll capture my free pawn over here, but in case if he does, he loses the queen, because then bishop c3 would fork white's pieces. So yeah, I can drop my bishop here. Let's see what he does. He gets his queen back, and now bishop c3 check, king moves to e2, and now bishop c4. Oh, it's a mate. Oh god, I just mated him with 30 pawns. He had 30 queens. The most powerful piece on the chessboard. I was playing with the least powerful pieces. Yet, he's so dumb, he's so stupid, he's such an idiot, such a noob, that he lost the game. I checkmated him right in the middle of the board. That's so bad. I mean, how can you be so dumb? It takes special skill to have such a low IQ level. I mean, even a kid, no offense here, but I think if Martin's kid was playing against me with all these 30 queens, I'm sure his kid would have been able to beat me. I'm very sure of this. Or for that matter, any kid could have beaten me in this game with 30 queens. But, as I said earlier, it takes special skills to be dumb or dumber, or maybe the dumbest person to chessbot on this earth. So I hope you guys had some fun watching this game, and if you did, then do like this video and subscribe to my channel. And the reason why I'm asking you to subscribe is because I want you to watch my videos, learn more chess, and I don't want you to play at all like Martin. Because if you don't subscribe to my channel, if you don't learn chess, then you will probably become a person like Martin. And you don't want to play chess like Martin, right? So make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.